Hello? Oh, hi, Kylie Minogue album discography Wikipedia article. How are you? Yeah, I'm alright, thank you. Yeah, just been shopping actually. God, they've got all their Christmas stuff up already. Can you believe that? I know it's October and they've got all their Christmas stuff up already. Anyway, yeah, I'm just getting ready to do the Golden album video actually, so it's funny you should call me. What? What do you mean? Kylie Christmas is next? Yeah, I know that it came out before Golden, but it's October. You can't expect me to do a Christmas video in October. But yeah, I know, but all right, fine. Give me 10 minutes. Season's greetings, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching another episode of Kylie Retrospectives, a series in which we delve into the wonderful discography of Miss Kylie Minogue in the lead up to her new studio album, Disco, which is coming out on the 6th of November at the time of recording. I am ElliXia Q Valentine, Malvern's answer to Adele Lynch. Now you might be thinking, ElliXia, why are you dressed up like such a beautiful Christmas fairy? Well, viewer, the reason for that is it is time for us to discuss Kylie's 2015 Christmas album, Kylie Christmas. And I could, of course, have saved this video till Christmas time, but it would have very much upset me if I was looking at all my Kylie Christmas videos together and all my looks together and Kylie Christmas was out of order. Do you know what? It's only going to be a few days before supermarkets start playing Christmas music anyway, so... Plus, October tends to be a month where artists do start releasing Christmas albums as well. So it is what it is.
It's like Christmas coming early. Santa's here early. I'm ecstatic.
Today's look is inspired by Christmas. As you might have guessed. The Kylie Christmas was released on the 13th of November 2015. It had the singles Only You featuring James Corden, Every Day's Like Christmas, and 100 Degrees featuring Kylie Minogue. The album reached number 12 on the UK Albums Chart, and despite not reaching the top 10, it actually sold more than Kiss Me Once did, which reached number 2. And on the 25th of November 2016, we were also blessed with Kylie Christmas Snow Queen Edition, which was an expansion on the regular album with 22 tracks in total. I'm not a Scrooge by any means. I love Christmas. I love the sparkle. I love wintry vibes. I love that nice feeling you get, you know, when it's nearly time for Christmas. I love all of that stuff. Christmas music, though, isn't really my cup of tea. When Kylie Christmas was announced, I wasn't that ecstatic. I sort of thought a bit like, well, I'd rather an album of original material. But, you know, I'm going to approach this with an open mind. It's Kylie at the end of the day, and she would have to release something astronomically shit for me to hate it. And thankfully on this album, there's nothing like that. Let's just get that out of the way right now. But I will be honest, Kylie Christmas is my least favourite album of hers. And we're going to discuss why. So, the table is set, the crackers are laid out. Let us delve into the Christmas dinner that is Kylie Christmas. Now I'm going to change it up a little bit actually, and I'm going to categorise the songs as the following. Firstly, we've got the big band numbers. These are the 3 songs that open the album, and they're all covers. That's category 1. We've got the original songs, category 2. There are 7 of these in total across 22 tracks. We've got the covers that are really good. And then we've got the covers that are not so great. And we will discuss that when they happen. And then we've also got another category which is kind of just unnecessary covers, but of course when we get to that I will discuss that as well. So category 1, we have the big band numbers. Big band numbers include It's the Most Wonderful Time of the Year, Santa Claus is Coming to Town featuring Frank Sinatra, and Winter Wonderland. These 3 songs open up the album, and yeah, they're there. You know, they sound nice, they're well produced, Kylie's voice sounds nice. I don't really think Kylie particularly suits the big band style. And I'm not a huge fan of the big band style of music either. That kind of like Rat Pack swing sound, it just isn't really my thing. Maybe that's because the X Factor may have ruined it for me with all their big band nights, remember those? So maybe I'm biased, I don't know. But these covers, as well produced and as well done as they are, just don't feel that necessary to me. They don't really offer anything new to the original versions. Although I will admit, listening to It's the Most Wonderful Time of the Year in preparation for this video, which I must be honest, listening to a Christmas album in October feels all kinds of wrong. But I did it anyway because I care. You're welcome. But listening to It's the Most Wonderful Time of the Year, I did get that little warm, fuzzy feeling of like, oh, it's nearly Christmas soon. So it does have that effect, you know. And then Santa Claus is Coming to Town. Again, sounds okay. Frank Sinatra sounds nice. Obviously, it's an old recording of his that has been repurposed. It's always a bit iffy for me when artists use the vocals of singers that are no longer with us on their songs. Like that time Chris Brown used an unreleased ElliXia vocal for one of his songs. That just doesn't sit right with me. If they're artists that knew each other previously, then that's different, but anyway, that's off topic. Then we have category 2, which is the original songs. There are 7 original tracks on this album, all of which Kylie has a co-writing credit on. For me, they are all, bar one of them, the best parts of this album. The majority of the time a pop star does a Christmas record, they're usually full of covers. And I understand it because, hey, they're covers that everybody knows, so you can't really go wrong. But I always appreciate it when an artist does some original Christmas songs. The first of these we have is Every Day Is Like Christmas, which was released as a single in December of 2015 as well. Every Day Is Like Christmas is my favourite Christmas song in the whole world. This is track 7 on the original version of this album, and I remember listening to it for the first time, and the second it started, thinking to myself, now this is what I came here for. Now we're talking. And it kind of says a lot, I guess, about an album when it takes 7 tracks for me to think that. Every Day Is Like Christmas really is stunning. It's very sweet, it's quite slow. It's a song you could slow dance to. It's singing about how happy her lover makes her feel and how he makes every day feel like Christmas. It is really, really, really just lovely. The video is also really sweet as well. It's the only song from this album to feature like a proper music video. It's Kylie, you know, doing the Christmas party at her house, and it's all just very lovely. Her real life at the time fiance is in the video, which in retrospect is very bittersweet because he cheated on her. So like watching the video is a bit of a double-edged sword now, but at the time it was really, really sweet. And I think as well, that video isn't on her official YouTube channel anymore. I think it was taken off, which you can understand why. But yes, Every Day Like Christmas is just divine. It's so lovely. Every 1st of November, when I feel like it's socially acceptable to listen to Christmas music again, I listen to it, like, straight away.
It's like Christmas coming early.
The next original song we have is White December, which is a nice sort of 40s, 50s girl band inspired number. The lyrics reminisce about a previous Christmas where Kylie and her lover were snowed in and how they had the best time together, getting to know each other, getting drunk with each other, you know. It features some cute references to other Christmas classics as well. It's very well done, you know, and I said before, the original songs really are where this album has its best moments. We then have Christmas Isn't Christmas Till You Get Here, which is your sort of classic Christmas song from like a kid's film. It has that kind of like rhythm to it. I don't know if you can tell what rhythm I mean, but I know what I mean. It's your classic Christmas song about, you know, you can't wait to see your lover at Christmas. It even has a cute little reference to Especially For You as well. And it's just very cutesy. It's very sort of saccharine and sweet, a little bit cheesy, but it's all right, it's Christmas. Then there is a trio of original songs that appeared on the deluxe edition of Kylie Christmas. So this version that I have is the deluxe edition. That was released at the same time as the standard edition. It's got a DVD with some music videos, which I have to be honest, I've never actually watched, but they're just sort of studio behind the scenes videos. And it also has 3 extra tracks, all of which are original. Firstly, we have Oh Santa, which to me is a bit like a sort of modern version of Santa Baby. It's very burlesque, I would say. Like, I could imagine if I was to do a Christmas striptease, that would be the song I'd choose, probably. Kylie's personality really does come out in that song as well. Even manages to reference in President Obama as well. And of course, being released in 2015, it was the last Christmas song that could do that. Then we have 100 Degrees, which is a duet with Kylie Minogue. And I say that Every Day's Like Christmas is the best song on this album. 100 Degrees is a very close second. Proper 70s disco inspired. It starts off as a ballad and then it kicks into a disco number. And it's really good. The two sisters sound amazing together as well. It's a proper Christmas danceful number. And I also really like a lot of the lyrics talk about Christmas in Australia, where obviously at that time of year the weather is a lot hotter. I appreciate that that's a Christmas theme that's a bit more outside the box, because you don't really hear Christmas songs like that. 100 Degrees and Every Day's Like Christmas should have definitely been the blueprint for this album, and I think it would have been a much better body of work as a whole. The last original track on the original release is Cried Out Christmas, a lovely retro vintagey ballad again. It reminds me ever so slightly of Tears on My Pillow a little bit. Very much singing about missing a man who she wants to come home. It's very seductive, very sort of flirty and coquettish again. And then the Snow Queen edition added in one extra original song called At Christmas. At Christmas is easily the weakest of the bunch. Sorry. It's very typical Christmas song. Again, singing about missing somebody at Christmas. Kind of sounds a bit phoned in as well. It sounds very half-hearted. Like it was, we need an original song for this re-release. Quickly, what can we do? And so then we move on to category 3, which is covers that are good. That sounds a bit shady to the other covers, and I guess it is. Firstly, we have the cover of Christmas Wrapping. I love Christmas Wrapping. It's one of my favourite Christmas songs, definitely. Because I really enjoy Christmas in the end, but sometimes in the lead up to Christmas, I'm a bit like, oh, I can't be bothered with this. I love how deadpan it is. I love how it is very much, I can't be arsed for Christmas this year. I think Kylie brings a level of personality to it as well, which is not in the original. And also into the mix, we have Iggy Pop chiming in with random ad-libs here and there, and he really does add a good level to this song. It's very silly, but it's very enjoyable as well. The next good cover that we have is the next cover in this category is Only You, which is a cover of the Yazoo song. So it's not actually a Christmas song itself, but it's been given a twinkly piano, sparkly Christmas treatment. And it's a duet with James Corden as well. James Corden isn't my favourite celebrity. I'll be honest, I'm not really a fan. But he sounds nice on this song, because he actually can sing quite well. And I also give him props for not shoehorning in a football reference as well, like he normally does with everything else he's in. It was released as the first single from the album as well on the 9th of November, so that was a nice way, I think, to ease into a Christmas album, because it's a song that isn't actually a Christmas song, but it suits the Christmas vibe. The next cover in this category is I'm Gonna Be Warm This Winter. Most people my age are probably most familiar with the Gabriella Chill Me version that was used in the Co-op adverts for a very long time. Shout out to any viewers watching who used to work for Co-op who had to hear that song all the time. I'm sorry if this is giving you flashbacks. Warm This Winter though is a really good choice for a cover of Kylie. It's very campy and coquettish and very cutesy as well. I don't know who chose the covers for this album, whether or not Kylie chose them, or whether it was management, or whether it was a bit of both. But whoever made the choice to do I'm Gonna Be Warm This Winter made a very good choice, because it's the perfect Christmas song for Kylie to sing. Next cover in this category is 2000 Miles, a cover of the Pretenders song. I applaud the choice of this song actually straight away, because I don't think it's the kind of Christmas song that you immediately go to cover when it comes to the inevitable Christmas covers you do. I had actually never heard this song either before this album. I knew it was a cover when I first got the album, but I'd never actually heard the original before. But I think this is a really nice version. It's very tender, it's very soft and it's quite emotional as well. The topic of losing somebody and facing Christmas without them is obviously a very serious topic that a lot of people go through, and I think 2000 Miles handles it really, really well. And Kylie sings it with great respect and emotion, and I think it's definitely one of the best covers this album has to offer. Closing off the standard edition of the 2015 release is a cover of Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. Very reminiscent to me of the Abbey Road Sessions album as well, the orchestral greatest hits. It's done very well. It's a lovely way to close off the album, actually. I think, you know, wishing the listener a Merry Christmas. Kylie herself even signs off the song with Merry Christmas. And I think as well, there's a bittersweet element to Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. The lyrics, someday soon we will all be together if the fates allow, that's definitely going to hit differently when it comes to the Christmas season this year. And to close off this category, we have two covers that were included on the Snow Queen edition. A cover of Coldplay's Christmas Lights, which doesn't really add anything different to the original, but I just think it sounds nice. And again, it's a bit more of an inspired cover choice because, again, I hadn't actually heard this song before Kylie did it as well. And then there's Everybody's Free to Feel Good, which is another song that isn't actually a Christmas song, but it was done for a Boots campaign in 2016. Now this version of Everybody's Free to Feel Good is really good because it begins as sort of, again, twinkly Christmas ballad and becomes a dance track, very, very obviously 90s inspired like the original. The only issue I have with this is that the version on the album isn't really a full-length track. It starts to get going and then it just finishes, and it's like, it would have been cool to have done a full-length version of it. Especially since on the X Factor of that year, for the final, she sung it with the two finalists, and that was made into a full-length version of it. It sounded much better, so it's kind of a shame that didn't really happen. But that wraps up that longer than I thought category. And now we are on to category 4, which is covers that are not so great. These are basically exclusive to the Snow Queen edition. We have covers of Wish It Could Be Christmas Every Day, Stay Another Day, and Wonderful Christmas Time. And to me, they just sound very similar to the originals. They're basically the same as the originals, but just in a different key, and it's Kylie's voice. Wonderful Christmas Time does have Mika in it, and also Wonderful Christmas Time in general is one of my preferred Christmas songs, so I do like this version, but there's not really anything new about it other than it being a different voice. And then the last category we have is unnecessary additions to the album. And there's two of these, Santa Baby and Let It Snow. Why are these unnecessary? Well, I'm glad you asked. Santa Baby was originally released in 2000 as a B-side to Please Stay. And Let It Snow was originally released as part of a 2-track EP on iTunes called A Kylie Christmas in 2010, which also features Santa Baby as well. Fine enough covers on their own, but the inclusion of them on Kylie Christmas seems unnecessary to me. Let It Snow was at least re-recorded, but it's basically the same. There's like very, very subtle differences. Santa Baby is the exact same version that was released a whole 15 years earlier in 2000. And I just feel like if they really wanted to include both of these songs, maybe they should have actually like updated them a little bit, or, you know, done new versions. Because like Santa Baby to me kind of doesn't blend in with the rest of the record because it's clearly obviously from a different time, like the way Kylie sings it and everything. Santa Baby though, to its credit, is the only song from this album to have cracked the top 40 as well. So it has that going for it. Subsequently with Kylie Christmas, I feel like it is very much an album of missed opportunities. I think it would have been really cool to have done a Christmas album more in the vein of 100 Degrees and Every Day's Like Christmas, where it takes, where it's a fresh new take on Christmas music. And instead, it kind of feels that it just missed the mark, I think. Because even with most of the covers that I said were on the better end of things, they're still not wildly that different from their original versions. And so therefore, Kylie Christmas felt like a missed opportunity in 2015. And of course, when it was announced that it was going to be re-released in 2016, I thought, great, this is an opportunity for them to, you know, update the album and sort of right the wrongs, if you will, of the first one. And if anything, it was even worse the second time around. Because a lot of the covers just, to me, felt unnecessary. And it is a shame because you look at the Kylie Christmas concert that she did, the album's photo shoot, it's really cute and it's very, very much Kylie Christmas. It is very much what you'd expect from Kylie doing a Christmas themed photo shoot. But the album itself isn't what I think you'd expect a Kylie Christmas record to sound like. If I were to change up the track listing for this, I would have removed the big band numbers. I would have removed Santa Baby and Let It Snow from the track listing as well. And I would have moved the deluxe tracks from the original version into the main body of the album. And so yeah, Kylie Christmas is my least favourite album of hers. Not just because you can only listen to it one time of the year, but because I just think it was basically an album of missed opportunities. I still really enjoy listening to it, and you know, every November, December I do have the album on quite a lot as well. So it does the job, I just know it could be better. And that brings us to the end of this seasonal Kylie Christmas episode. I apologise if doing a Christmas album in October has upset some of you, but get over it. I hope you will have a fabulous Halloween. I hope you'll have a fabulous Christmas when it comes to that as well. And don't forget to tune in next week when we discuss 2018's Golden. And also just to point out as well, I won't be doing my cover video this Sunday like I normally do, just because I can justify doing a video about a Christmas album in October, but to do a cover is too far. Subsequently, I'll be releasing the video for Golden a bit earlier in the week than the usual Thursday because of Disco's release, so keep an eye out for it. And that's all from me today. Thank you very much for tuning in, and I will see you very soon. Take care of yourselves, and don't forget, please book me. Mwah. Well, time to get ready for Halloween now, isn't it?